Formula One never stops evolving, and as we head into 2025, the battle lines are already being drawn. The latest updates from the paddock suggest that reigning world champion Max Verstappen has made a significant request to Red Bull, but the team might be unwilling or unable to fulfill it. This decision could have major ramifications for Verstappen's season and the team's championship hopes. Meanwhile, Ferrari and McLaren are taking bold, high-risk approaches. Mercedes is betting on consistency, and Williams is striving for a comeback. Plus, there's drama brewing around Pirelli tires, Sauber's new UK base, and Racing Bull's design strategy. Before we move on, subscribe to our channel for more Formula One news and updates. Now, let's break it all down. Max Verstappen was visibly frustrated during the 2024 season at circuits like Monza and Las Vegas, where Red Bull struggled due to the lack of a low downforce rear wing. Unlike competitors who had a Monza-spec rear wing, Red Bull didn't prioritize developing one, which made overtaking and winning far more difficult for Verstappen. Now heading into 2025, Verstappen has been pushing Red Bull to develop a low-drag rear wing specifically for high-speed circuits. However, it appears that the team may not grant his request. The main reason Red Bull is hesitating is due to their focus on other technical challenges, particularly the ongoing flexi-wing controversy. The FIA has intensified its crackdown on flexible aerodynamic components, leading Red Bull to redirect its engineering resources. The ban on flexible front wings means the team has to rethink its approach, and the technical department is now prioritizing compliance with new regulations over the development of a new rear wing. This shift in priorities could prove problematic for Verstappen, especially if high-speed circuits expose Red Bull's vulnerabilities once again. If Red Bull doesn't introduce a Monza-spec rear wing, Verstappen could be at a disadvantage at circuits where top speed and low drag are crucial. With competitors like Ferrari, McLaren, and Mercedes working aggressively to maximize their straight-line speed, Red Bull's lack of a specialized setup could cost them vital points. Sauber, the Swiss team soon to be fully integrated into Audi's F1 project, is making a surprising move by establishing a new technical center in the UK. This decision is particularly intriguing because Audi has been marketing itself as the real German manufacturer in Formula One, differentiating itself from Mercedes, which operates primarily out of Brackley in the UK. While Audi's official entry into F1 is set for 2026, the groundwork is being laid now. A UK technical center will allow Audi Sauber to attract top engineering talent from teams like Red Bull, Mercedes, and McLaren, all of which have strong British bases. This could be a strategic masterstroke, as it positions Audi Sauber to be more competitive from the outset, rather than playing catch-up. Williams had a challenging 2023 season, suffering over $14 million in crash damage, the most of any team on the grid. However, rather than dwelling on past misfortunes, the team is focusing on significant internal upgrades. One of the biggest changes has been moving away from outdated data systems like Microsoft Excel to more modern simulation and modeling software. This digital transformation is crucial for their long-term competitiveness. Despite their struggles, Williams still managed to score points in 2023, and there are signs that the team is on the rise. With a more modern technical infrastructure and a more refined approach to development, they could potentially move up the midfield rankings in 2025. Racing Bulls, formerly AlphaTauri, has once again chosen to closely follow Red Bull's design philosophy. This year, their car is expected to feature front and side pod designs heavily inspired by the RB20. While some purists may criticize this strategy as unoriginal, it makes sense for a smaller team operating under budget constraints. Last year's Racing Bulls car was a close derivative of the RB19, and while it wasn't as dominant, it was still a solid performer. By replicating Red Bull's designs, Racing Bulls ensures they remain somewhat competitive without having to innovate from scratch. Whether this strategy will be enough to consistently score points remains to be seen, but it's certainly a logical approach for a sister team with limited resources. Mercedes is taking a different approach to 2025 compared to its rivals. Rather than making aggressive changes to their car's philosophy, they are focusing on minimizing performance fluctuations. Their reasoning is simple. On certain weekends in 2024, such as in Las Vegas and Silverstone, Their car was the fastest on the grid. However, their inconsistency across different circuits prevented them from mounting a serious championship challenge. By working on a more stable car concept, Mercedes hopes to extract more wins in 2025. However, the question remains, will this conservative strategy be enough to compete with Ferrari and McLaren, who are willing to take bigger risks to close the gap to Red Bull? The 2024 Qatar Grand Prix saw multiple tire failures, sparking concerns about Pirelli's durability. An investigation revealed that the punctures suffered by Lewis Hamilton and Carlos Sainz weren't due to debris, but rather excessive wear caused by aggressive curbs. This highlights an ongoing issue with tire longevity at high degradation circuits. Teams will need to be extra cautious in 2025 as Pirelli's tires continue to behave unpredictably under extreme conditions. Mercedes, for instance, benefited in Las Vegas because their car didn't suffer from tire graining as much as others. Understanding tire behavior could be a key factor in determining race winners this season. Ferrari and McLaren are taking bold, high-risk approaches in their pursuit of championship glory. Both teams believe that a conservative development strategy won't be enough to dethrone Red Bull. Ferrari, in particular, is already testing their 2024 car with modifications for the 2026 tire regulations. Additionally, Ferrari is experimenting with lower downforce setups to prepare for circuits where straight-line speed will be crucial. With Lewis Hamilton set to join the team, his input on car development will be invaluable. The seven-time world champion has extensive experience optimizing cars for different conditions, and his presence could be the X factor Ferrari needs. One of the biggest shakeups in the regulations this season is the FIA's decision to outlaw flexible front wings. This has left Red Bull frustrated as they invested significant time and resources into perfecting this technology. Now, they are being forced to adapt, which could compromise their development in other areas. The ban on flexi wings might also explain why Red Bull is unwilling to invest in a low-drag rear wing for Verstappen, if they are already struggling to adapt to new regulations. Adding another aerodynamic challenge to the mix might be seen as unnecessary. With all these developments unfolding, the 2025 Formula One season is shaping up to be one of the most unpredictable in years. Red Bull's decision to potentially deny Verstappen's request could backfire if their competitors gain an edge in high-speed circuits. Meanwhile, Ferrari and McLaren's willingness to take risks could disrupt the pecking order, while Mercedes's consistency-focused approach remains a wild card. The combination of strategic gambles, regulation changes, and new technical innovations ensures that the battle for supremacy will be fiercer than ever. Fans can expect an electrifying season full of surprises, intense rivalries, and groundbreaking performances that could reshape the future of Formula One. What do you think? Is Red Bull making the right decision, or could this hurt Verstappen's chances? Who will come out on top in 2025? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.